Hello and welcome. So my name is Alex, I'm the Technical Director of Purdicom, and today we're going to be looking at the RUCKUS wired and wireless control and management platforms. So, right from the beginning, we have software as a service. So we can, with RUCKUS products and solutions, and any organization, regardless of size or sophistication, can easily deploy, manage, and expand a converged IT network while addressing unique business outcomes. With the help of machine learning and AI, IT can troubleshoot faster than ever before and proactively create, measure, and meet SLAs that address the evolving needs of their users. We have RUCKUS Cloud Pass. This is a great enrollment system that delivers a secure network access for any user, any device on the network. It can also perform basic NAC functionality and ensure that devices are up to date before actually joining the network. We have our powered by machine learning and artificial intelligence RUCKUS Analytics platform. This is a cloud-hosted service for networking, analytics and assurance, and we'll come on to this further in another video, but effectively it can monitor your entire network and proactively alert you to any issues. The expansive RUCKUS network management portfolio addresses the needs of all organizations, regardless of type or size, whether you choose cloud managed with RUCKUS Cloud, on-premise with a physical or virtual controller, known as the virtual smart zone or physical smart zone, or if you want to go completely controllerless with RUCKUS Cloud. The common element is networking simplicity and unified management. The RUCKUS IoT suite reduces infrastructure spend and simplifies the creation of IoT access networks by connecting Wi-Fi and non-Wi-Fi IoT endpoints with a single multi-standard wireless access network. We then have our RUCKUS switches, also known as RUCKUS ICX. These are stackable switches and they're designed to excel in a wide range of deployment scenarios, from access to core from 1 gigabit all the way to 100 gigabit, copper or fiber, with or without PoE, and with or without multi-gigabit and high PoE support. The RUCKUS Wireless product line offers a broad range of indoor and outdoor access points with embedded IoT connectivity to fit just about any budget, performance requirement or deployment scenario. So, how do you choose your management solution? Well, there's lots of different ways we can do that, and we've covered previously what types of options you have. But we'll start from the beginning. So if you have a small, medium-sized business or a single site, RUCKUS Unleashed is perfect for this. It's plug and play, works on limited budget, and it can be set up within 3 minutes flat by anyone. However, should you be an MSP and you manage multiple different customers, then RUCKUS Cloud might be a great fit for you. So RUCKUS Cloud not only works in an SMB scenario, but works on multi-campuses, multiple sites, large enterprise, or university-sized deployments. The advantage of RUCKUS Cloud over Unleash is that you get in-depth reporting. It will work with RUCKUS Analytics should you want to have in-depth analytics. And it can also manage your switches, not just monitor them, which Unleashed can only just monitor. We then have our Smart Zone. So Smart Zone has two flavors, high scale and essentials. Now the nice thing about this is it's very similar to RUCKUS Cloud, except that it's your own private network or your own physical controller. So you maintain the controller yourself, and it has the same benefits as RUCKUS Cloud, can integrate with RUCKUS Analytics, you can manage and monitor RUCKUS switches. However, you're in full control. You own that solution and you monitor and upgrade the solution as you see fit. It's also more tailored to a finance model and can integrate with your own solutions SLAs. So we've mentioned a few different controller types. Which one is the best and which one would suit your needs? Well, it really depends. We have controllerless or a small scale controller, which is known as RUCKUS Unleashed. We have public cloud, so if you want to offload everything to RUCKUS and not have to worry about anything on site at all, then RUCKUS Cloud is the best way to go. And then we have Smart Zone. Now this is a physical or virtual controller, it can be hosted in AWS if you want to have a private cloud, it can be hosted in Azure, ESXi, KVM, even Hyper-V. You're in full control, you manage the controller, you decide how it updates, when it updates, AP firmware, everything. You're in full control. And if that is something you would like to go down that road of, then Smart Zone is the best way forward. and that is more suited towards an MSP type scenario, just like Ruckus Cloud can be as well. So Ruckus Unleashed, it's a plug and play scenario. Ruckus Cloud, simplistic. You don't have to manage anything in the cloud, it's all done for you. Just tell it what SSIDs you would like to use and it will use them. And Smart Zone. So you have the scale and flexibility of the controller, so you can determine how it's used, how people get their licenses, how many devices each customer can have, so on and so forth. Before, in November 22, Ruckus Unleashed had the ability to scale up to 128 access points with 2,000 clients. There was no tunnel and it's a controllerless deployment. We then had the Zone Director. So the Zone Director, used by many customers, it was a great device, could only have up to 150 access points with 2,000 clients, and it had a capacity of up to 200 megabits per second. It was the size of a mini desktop solution, ideal for SMB campus or SMB multi-site. And then we came on to our new Smart Zone series. So we had the Smart Zone 144 that could scale up to 2,000 devices, or the virtual version of that, which had up to 1,024. Both had up to 25,000 client capacity limits, and both had a tunnel capacity of 10 gigabits per second, or if you had the Essentials controller, you could have multiple data planes to go above the 10 gigabits per second limit. And the size was one rack unit, or if it was virtual, as much space as it needed on your hypervisor. You could also expand that to have a cluster, so the number in a Smart Zone 144 was up to 6,000 access points, whereas the Smart Zone Essentials was up to 3,000 access points in a cluster, with up to 120,000 clients for the Smart Zone 144 and up to 60,000 for the virtual Smart Zone Essentials. And again, the capacity was either 40 gigabits in a 4-node cluster, or in Essentials, there wasn't really a limit. You were limited by the size of the data plane you purchased, which was 10 gig, 40 gig, or unlimited, and you had multiple. You could have multiple data planes per virtual Smart Zone. And then we come up to our very large enterprise scenario, where you could either have a Smart Zone 300, which had up to 10,000 access points with 100,000 clients, up to 20 gigabits per second capacity on the data plane tunnel, but it was 2 rack queue sizes. Or you could go to a virtual Smart Zone high scale, which had up to 10,000 access points again, up to 100,000 clients, and again the data plane was your limitation, whether it was 1 gig, 10 gig, or unlimited. And the size was not applicable because it's virtual. Or you could have a 4-node cluster, so that was up to 30,000 access points for both controllers. Clients could be up to 450,000 for the Smart Zone 300, or 300,000 for the high scale appliance. And again, the capacity was limited to 80 gigabits on the physical appliance, or 10 gig unlimited on the high scale appliance. Moving forward, however, you'll notice that there is no Zone Director anymore. So Unleashed is now the only option for a very small or a small deployment. So again, you have up to 128 access points, up to 4,000 clients. You can have up to 200 megabits per second capacity on the tunnel. And again, it's an access point, so it's quite a small device. And those are the main differences going forward, that there is no Zone Director at all. And that concludes today's video. Thank you.